How did Barbados' beloved utility company come under such fire from the Bajan public?
Now, Lighton Power recently requested a rate increase. How you feel about that?
To me, I think it's madness.
Lighton Power recently requested a rate increase. How do you feel about that? Do you feel they deserve it?
Well, I don't know if they deserve it, but for we, Bajans, we don't deserve that.
This episode of Lights Up, Heats Up, as we hear from the public. Stay tuned. Before the dawn of electricity, daily life for Caribbean people was very labor-intensive. But as the first of the Eastern English-speaking islands to flip the switch, Barbados became a leader in socio-economic development and remains a model for similarly sized countries to follow.
We value the relationship with our stakeholders. We work regularly with the Fair Trading Commission, our regulator. Another key stakeholder for us is the Ministry of Energy and Senator Lisa Cummins, who is our now Minister of Energy. She is particularly interested and focused on driving forward all of the progress that we are working towards in the industry. We're trying to work towards key energy solutions for all of our customers so that at the end of the day, for a long time into the future, we can ensure that we have a bright future where we provide affordable, safe, and reliable service for our customers. So let's look at all of the components of a customer's bill. Let's focus on the residential customer. And there are three primary components on every customer's bill. There's the customer charge, the energy charge, and the fuel charge. The fuel charge accounts for more than half of the customer's bill. And the reason for that is fuel is the most important and most expensive component that goes into making electricity. The important thing to understand about fuel is the price of fuel changes quite frequently. And the price of fuel is determined by what is happening in the global economy. So we have sometimes quite steep spikes and increases in the price of fuel, and sometimes the price drops very low, but it changes quite constantly, and on an annual basis we see many of those peaks and valleys in relation to the price.
Right now people hardly making any money, so they're struggling to pay their own bills. Light bill, that was hard before, right? But the reality is globally everything going up.
I think it's important for customers to understand Lighten Power doesn't make any money on the price of fuel. There's no markup. We don't make any profit from it. It is a direct pass-through cost for customers. So if we buy fuel for $10, we pass that cost through, that $10 through to customers. And the price you pay for the fuel charge on your bill is determined by how much electricity, how much usage you have in a particular month. For customers who believe that our prices are still too high, I want them to know we understand. We're customers as well, and we work really hard to ensure that we provide an affordable service. And that's a large part of what we do here because we are customers also.
Since 2013, the cost of many essential goods and services has increased steadily, with the price of food rising by 90% between 2013 and 2022, while electricity rates remained relatively stable over the same period. The fact is, Barbados currently has some of the lowest electricity rates in the region and is also one of the most reliable across the region.
It's all about priorities. You pay for what you prioritize.
It rough up there, Salt. From paycheck to paycheck, it rough.
How you prioritize any
It
purchases?
Definitely, obviously, the food first. The food, it definitely gonna make sure you eat first and then anything else will come after. But you're still eating chicken burn every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. Leighton Power recently requested a rate increase. How do you feel about that? Do you feel they deserve it?
Well, I don't know if they deserve it, but for we, Bajans, we don't deserve that.
Beverly.
Hi, Beverly.
My name is Salt. I'm here with Leighton Power. I got some questions
Hi,
to
yeah.
ask today.
No problem.
All right, the first question is, how are you coping with the cost of living in Barbados?
As a beekeeper and part of the agricultural fraternity, it is very difficult to survive in Barbados, and you have to have multiple streams of income just to make it do. So I would say it is very difficult to live here due to cost of
Now,
living.
Leighton Power recently requested a rate increase. How do you feel about that? Totally honest.
To me, I think it's madness.
How are you all coping with the cost of living in Barbados right now?
I feel like I barely coping.
Barely coping?
Yeah.
How are you coping with the cost of living in Barbados right now?
I am trying.
Trying.
It's hard. Honestly, it is hard. And when you have a family to support and you have bills to pay, it's... Sometimes when you think about it, you feel overwhelmed. So you get up every day, you do what you have to do, and try not to think about it.
What is the role of the Fair Trading Commission in all of this?
The Fair Trading Commission plays a critically important role in the regulation of Barbados Light and Power. As a regulated entity, a regulated electric utility, providing an essential service for the island, that oversight is extremely important. They hold us to very high standards. In fact, they set service standards that are mandatory for us. We're required to report on those service standards regularly. We report on our financials. We report on things like the fuel clause adjustment. And they also regulate the price of electricity. And so from time to time, when we have to request a rate increase, that is a process that we have to go through before the commissioners of the Fair Trade Commission. So it is essential, it is very important, and we take our responsibility for reporting to them very, very seriously.
The customer comes first at all times. And of course, every day and in every way, all our projects, all our processes, we look to see what we can do to make sure and ensure that the customer benefits and that the customer's interest is always first.
I am thankful that we have a system or entity like Leighton Power that we could depend on. And I believe when they say that, anybody that proved me wrong have to revisit their own conscience.
Today, we're going to see a hurricane moving in. Winds right now 145 miles per hour or 235 kilometers an hour. It is moving to the west-northwest at about 20 miles per hour.
As Barbados Light and Power weathers stormy economic times while endeavoring to keep its service standards high, how does the current infrastructure fare against actual hurricanes? Join us for the next episode of Lights Up, where we look at BL&P's resilience. Don't miss it.